Welcome to episode 5 of League of Waters. We're going to be talking about the first week of group stage for Worlds before the second week starts here at 10 o'clock our time. So, what, a couple hours tops?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 hours, 15 minutes. So, I'm Curtis James.
Chase, Viking Redbeard.
Zane, Stolzerwolf.
Alright.
Yeah.
And who's the episode brought to us by?
Me mostly, but
Nice.
but we got some bonfire. Had some bonfire bowling beers.
We have it, it's just all over the floor.
I forgot that I opened it.
Watch that booze
We're gonna have a
hound.
drunk chihuahua.
Okay, well that was
Yeah, I wish it was brought to us by these companies. That'd be amazing.
that would be.
No, but in fact, these companies are brought to us by you today, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
What was this one though? It's the blonde ale. Nice.
Brush Creek.
All right. Cheers.
Blonde ale.
Cheers.
Try not to spill this on you
Here we
guys.
All right. So first things first. Let's kind of just overall game so far. I feel like it's been a lot more competitive than previous Worlds have been. I know you can't speak to previous ones so much, but there haven't been many matches that are just like a blowout, and it's like, oh yeah, this team's gonna lose every game because they're absolutely the worst thing on the face of the earth.
Yep.
Like that, there are teams who have lost every game. Don't get me wrong, but not the way, like not even like playing stage was, where there's like a team that's like, oh, that's cute that you're here.
Well, I mean, there were a couple blowouts, obviously, but
Oh yeah,
but for the most part, almost every team that won was behind for like the first 5-10 minutes of the game. I mean, not every single game, but a lot of games, like more people were behind than they somehow were able to work through the other team's misplays and
yeah.
basically put themselves ahead.
Speaks to the power of engage heavy comps.
And Ardent Sensor. We've seen
Yeah.
2 Ardent Sensors in, I think, almost every game.
On Ahem Rakan.
Yeah.
Some might call
Rakan,
him an engaging support.
Yeah, Janna and Lulu have been considered pretty interchangeable right now. It's just personal preference. Can you calm the fuck down? Just say it. Not even my damn dog, man. But yeah, I think overall it's been really competitive, and there have been some exciting matches. Absolutely. So, do we need to let you make a post of some sort?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. We'll let that happen.
Well, I didn't post it last time until we were done, which
I saw that.
was like a little bit of a.
I don't know if you were waiting till we were better at this or what.
No, just
Cool.
All right. So
You could have at least said what we were doing. Jeez.
they'll click on it. I hope.
All right.
Or they'll hate me.
Yeah, or both.
Says World's Discussion episode 5. Everyone knows what that means.
Okay, there you go. So that means
That'd
the
be
only
funny.
ones that's
I
got it.
love hating this guy. I'm gonna hit that link.
That's how like most popular streamers on Twitch are. Tyler 1. Oh my god.
I
that's
just
huge
want to
fan.
actively hate this son of a bitch for a few minutes.
That's why we're here, isn't it? Yeah? No, you're not? My mistake. Just me. Alright, so let's just go group by group then. Starting with Group A, right now we have SKT, no big surprise, heading up the group at 3-0. We have Cloud9 at 2-1, having only dropped the match to SKT. HQ at 1-2, and EDG, the top seed out of China, coming at 0-3.
Top seed, baby.
Top seed, and I feel like I don't know, Scout, their mid laner, we knew he was volatile coming in. Like, he plays really well, or he can throw the game, but, like, against Cloud9, he looked like an absolute garbage pile in it. They attacked him on his Lucian over and over with the same result, which was a win for Cloud9. It was pretty bad.
So, do you guys want to go over kind of round by round?
I'm kind of
I mean,
talk about them however.
We've got so many that we need to keep it like pretty.
Yeah, we're not
high
going
level.
game to game by any means.
Yeah.
I would say each team, maybe, or just the overall group, however you feel about them.
Yeah. So, bullshit.
Going by team seems a fair way
What
of
did you
doing
break?
this.
Well, I haven't broken anything yet.
Oh, you need the standings or what?
Yeah, I'm
I've got them right here. There you go.
I've got notes in one
There
place.
you go. Don't worry about your notes. Oh, okay. You need your notes.
Well, I notated all the games.
You didn't do a breakdown afterwards. Well prepared. So yeah.
I watched 24 fucking matches.
So did
a
I.
lot of matches.
Between the three of us, we watched 48 matches. But yeah, okay. So like EDG
They're
though.
not wrong.
So first of all, SKT looks beatable.
Oh,
EDG
absolutely.
should have beat them, and they
Well, I mean,
Grouped
like
up.
we started talking about off stream. I mean, they let EDG get all the way into their base. They got one of the Nexus turrets down,
yeah.
and then EDG kind of shit the bed. They overextended or they overstayed in the base, and then they kind of got shut down. I think, and then they lost their shit on their way back to another Baron. So
Yeah, it wasn't
was-
great.
mostly Baron heavy in every single match.
Baron has been huge. Fights around Baron. We haven't seen as many throws as we saw in the play-in, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure I said something about that, like, going forward to that. I'm like, this is play-in. Like, it shows the quality of these teams that they're letting steals happen so often.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still been very Baron heavy, and that has a lot to do with the Ardent Sensor late game meta that's going on right now. And we see a few teams breaking away from that and playing like aggressive top laners, aggressive junglers, but it's pretty few and far between overall. We see like one or two matches per group that have that kind of thing going on. So
What a testament to the caliber of what makes a world champion team, though, that I think when that crazy turnaround hard engaged fight happened, they were like 10k gold behind.
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just the gold, it's not just the numbers. And SKT fucking knows it.
Yeah, they definitely.
That is a champion contender team.
Sometimes, like, I almost wonder if some of those matches they weren't showing us everything. Like, I know I said this
Sandbagging a little bit.
the play-ins as well.
You said about WE, right?
Yeah, and WE impressed.
I'm impressed-ish with WE.
Impressed adjacent. There we go.
Yeah, I'm impressed adjacent. I'll go with that one, yeah.
Ugh.
But I don't know. I mean, SKT does always do better after the first week. They've looked beatable in the first week before, so this isn't anything shocking. Although I do feel that they just aren't playing as cohesively. But then again, that game, they're down by the 10k. They get the one window where EDG makes a terrible mistake. They're like, hey, let's have four of us walk within the same 150 units of each other. And SKT just goes, okay, thanks. And that's it. They see the
just
one
got
window.
picked off one by one into the base. There's the game.
Well, you got picked off 4 by 1, and then later on 1 by 1. Yeah. But yeah, like they took the one opportunity, grabbed it immediately, and made the most out of it, and they won the game. Whereas we're seeing EDG do basically the opposite. They have these opportunities to do well, and they keep screwing up and like leaving windows. Not that they're always ahead. That was just that game, but like they're letting other teams do so. I mean, we have AHQ took them down.
Yeah.
HQ's always kind of been like... They've played the spoiler in Worlds, and maybe that's what they're going to do here too. Like, if EDG makes a run, and it's still like, well, HQ got a game off you and not off Cloud9, Cloud9 wins by a match, you know? In which, that's the other team, I think that's impressing me right now. I mean, out of this group. The team that I didn't expect to look at nearly as good as they do right now is Cloud9.
Well, I mean, I definitely thought Cloud9 was going to do pretty well. However, I wasn't expecting them to do this well. I mean,
Yeah.
they won 2 of their matches. They came out of the play-ins. I mean,
Right, but they looked... okay, they stomped EDG.
oh yeah.
And they looked good against SKT. I feel like they need to have made some better early decisions. Trying to die Faker and it wasn't well executed was a mistake. But they're playing the same game they played in the play-in stages. The same game we saw them play in the one best of 5 against CLG that they had cleaned up coming into play-in stage. And they're still executing on it. It's not like these teams are like, oh, we didn't know what you were going to play. It's like, no, you saw us play it for a whole week.
Yep.
And they're still winning with it. I could see them, if they clean it up, they could get a match off SKT. And if Cloud9 goes 3-0 this week, and SKT just loses that one only, that forces a playoff between the two of them for first. Like, I don't expect that to happen, don't get me wrong.
We can dream, but yeah.
I fully expect Cloud9 to take second in this group right now. The way it's looking, I see it staying the same way it is, or AHQ dropping the one to EDG and those two tying.
None of
which
their
doesn't
games
matter.
none of their games they played well. And EDG really didn't play well any of their games. Like, it's like you come to Worlds and you don't show up.
Yeah, unless EDG just comes out all guns blazing, goes 3-0. Because I don't expect Cloud9 to lose one to HQ. They could. Because I don't think any team in Worlds has looked like they can't like pull a game off someone. So far, like, even the teams that are 0-3, I can see EDG getting it together and winning. They have the talent, they have the play for it. Teams like Fenerbahce have even shown that. But I don't know, like, for Cloud9 to not make it out at this point, EDG or HQ have to go off, or Cloud9 has to do what NA has famously...
shit the bed.
It's happened before. It's happened 2 Worlds in a row.
Yeah, we can hope that doesn't happen. I don't imagine it would with how we've seen them play so far.
Yeah, the fact that this was their 3rd week, I think they've shown a real stability and consistency.
And it seems like every week they step up their game a little bit more. Like, I mean, we watched the play-ins, and the play-ins, it looked like they were all kind of garbage. You had your obvious standouts here and there, but for the most part, they weren't playing to the caliber that we know they can play.
Yeah.
And,
God damn. Good dog, man. Yeah, but I think overall, I see this group staying how it is. SKT, Cloud9, AHQ, EDG tying for last, which doesn't matter.
Yeah, I wanted to have AHQ do a little bit better. I rooted for them a little bit here and there, but they just couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, me rooting for AHQ above EDG, and that was it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted Cloud9 to win, and obviously SKT was going to win regardless.
I'm pretty sure, well, I know half of this match is correct, but the final match of the group stage here in Wuhan for us Sunday morning is EDG, and I believe they're facing SKT. So, I kind of hope that they crap the bed in their first 2 matches of that day, and they just go, whatever, pull out all the stops, SKT's fighting to not, tie Cloud9 or something. Or it'd be great if they were already tied. They're like, okay, well, we just need to be EDG, and EDG's like, fuck you guys. And like, I would love to see them go out in a blaze of glory. Like, I don't want to see them move on, because I'm pretty sure SKT's going to get first or second, probably first.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'd love to see
is there any
them
universe where SKT doesn't take first?
Where they don't take first?
Yeah.
Yes. Cloud9 basically has to beat them, or they would have to drop like their other 2.
Well, no, I mean, do you think that Cloud9 is going to outplay SKT?
I see it as being very possible. I think had they not blown the early game so quickly, that would have been an entirely different match, and they played them close despite having blown the early game.
Yeah.
Like, first gank, and you give up a double kill first blood. Or, not, I don't know if it was a double, but they gave up 2 kills, one of which being first blood, and lost mid-priority entirely.
Was that the game where they face-checked the bush and...
That would have maybe been later. It was when they dove mid-turret on Faker.
So that's what I don't have my notes.
They dove mid-turret on Faker is what happened, and he didn't die.
Well, everyone wants to outplay Faker, and sometimes
Which,
they're just outplaying themselves.
EDG did.
They did, yes.
EDG got the kill. Scout went in on his Lucian, which he looked terrible against Cloud9 on. He went in with the jungle gank, and they got the kill under turret on Faker. And then he took over mid lane. When SKT got the fight, I think they still had 0 kills. Up to that point. I know at one point Faker was 0-4-0. Like, they shut him down. They were shutting the whole team down, so don't get me wrong. Like, nobody had any kills. So there's no kills, no assists on anyone on SKT for a while. But yeah, like, it's possible. They were trying too hard for it.
Yeah.
Like, force yourself
Faker's
between...
the legend that you have to prove yourself against.
Right.
If you can kill Faker, you have a chance of taking everything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how every team that played SKT played.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll go out of our way to take Faker down, and we will lose place somewhere else.
Yeah, well, and to be fair, I think as much as he's like the oldest player on the team, partly that helps because like I know the team's built around him. Him and the jungler are the only ones who have been there since their Season 3 Worlds, and I think and part of the reason he is the strongest member is because that jungler plays around him. Bang does, but yeah, I think you have to stop Faker, and then once you hit mid-late game, you have to not let Wolf open up their support, open up opportunities for Faker to go, okay, because that's what happened. Wolf came in and Faker got like a triple and another kill, another 2 assists or whatever off that. Like, it was like, okay, great, you kept him out of the game, but now he's completely back in it, and it ended from there. So, I don't know. That's about all I have to say on Group A right now, though, I think. You have anything, or just when we do a circle back?
On the EDG game versus SKT.
Oh, gosh.
I've got EDG says, fuck you, and scores 4 kills as Peanut, Bang, Huni, and who else am I missing?
Yeah, I said Bang Jungler earlier.
Yeah.
It's their AD carry. Sorry, Peanut and...
Apparently I didn't... I put all...
I can't think of who their other jungler is, right? Bengi. Bengi's their other jungler who's...
And then I wrote SKT pulls it out of their ass.
Yeah.
They were down.
10k at that fight.
Well, they were down 12 kills versus EDG 17.
Yeah, so it was 12-0 when that fight happened too, in kills.
Yeah, it was...
Really?
Yes, and they had the one Nexus turret down as well.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, they absolutely had lost that game, and EDG put 4 members within 150 units of each other and just said, hey, you should kill us all right now.
How long was that game?
40?
44 minutes, 14 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so I mean, that's been Group A so far. SKT, very beatable. EDG could definitely turn back up if they like get it together and Scout plays more consistently. AHQ can pull games off people. Cloud9, they're a threat, but I definitely see it finishing out the way it currently is.
Sure.
So moving on to Group B, though, the games we're going to see tonight here at midnight Eastern time, we have Longzhu coming in at 3-0 right now. Immortals out of NA going 2-1. Gigabyte Marines from the GPL Vietnam coming in at 1-2, and Fnatic being the dumpster fire that I called them out to be. Also, I called out EDG choking. I called both of those in our last get together, and both are coming true so far. I'm the new Prophet Crumbs. You don't know what that means at all. I think it was Season 3 when that
Rings
happened.
a bell.
Crumbs, former Dignitas jungler.
I know the name
Yeah.
Crumbs.
At Worlds, he made a bunch of predictions and was right constantly. He was calling every upset match. So it was the next year it was they would go to the Prophet Crumbs for his predictions.
The Prophet.
Yeah, and they had him doing like a Jesus kind of thing. But yeah, so Longzhu, they're looking like the number 1 seed out of Korea.
Ooh. I was close.
I don't know what my pick'ems are right now. But yeah, Longzhu, they're looking really good. Immortals, they took it to Longzhu early as well. I think Longzhu is easily the better team. But Immortals, I think if they fix a few of the mistakes they were making, they should have no problem going 2-1 again this week.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Gigabyte, I really hope Gigabyte has some more fun stuff to do, because as we talked about before, that level 6 at 5 minutes Nocturne was the most... you need to go back and watch that match. It's one of the most entertaining matches ever. I feel bad for Fnatic fans, and I like Fnatic. Fnatic's been an EU stalwart. And to see them get destroyed like that, as much as... I was happy that my prediction of them being a dumpster fire was right, but I was I really like Reckless. So I like that he's a veteran, but he also can be kind of a little salty bitch. Actually, there's a great ending to that, too, the last game of this group. I'll come back around to that quick. But yeah, I like the team, and to see them do this poorly, and there were some shots of Reckless, I think it was after the Gigabyte Marines game, where the whole team had gotten up and left the dead, grabbed their crap pretty much right away. And there's a shot of Reckless sitting there. He had just gotten up, but he's slowly packing up his stuff, and it's just him. The whole team is gone, and it's just him grabbing his stuff. And it was just so sad to see it. Radiant Reason. Not much. How are you doing tonight? So, yeah, Fnatic, I want to see them win some games. I would like them to go 2-1 and drop their game to Immortals. That's what I would love to see. That's how my analysis of every group is. It's like, oh, I really want that team to win. Just beat everybody but the team I actually want to win from NA.
Yep. I need to go to my pick'ems and then cheer on that way. I think I cheered the wrong teams on. Failed.
You mean you picked the wrong teams?
Tomato.
Correct adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct, Jace.
There were some Jace play out of top. We saw Jace played top out of Longzhu, actually.
Yeah, we saw him play. We saw Nasus out of Longzhu as well.
that was
pretty
the funny
amusing.
one to come back around. I don't know if you know the dog champion meme. During the season, I believe it was. So as the team told him to pick Shen, so he played Shen top, and it did not go well for him. And so he said something about I can't do well when we're on when I have to play a dog champion, like just saying it's a trash champ. And so in that final matchup, I don't remember what he was playing, and they picked Nasus,
They hovered him. The crowd shouted like crazy. He hovered somebody else, and then he came back and locked it in.
Yeah,
everyone lost their minds for a second.
Picked the literal dog champion. And to be fair, the matchup is actually a good matchup for Nasus. That's why they picked him. And he rolled.
Yep.
He was up 30 stacks when normally in a pro match you see 20-25. And so he was at 100-some. And they won that game fast. It was like a 22-minute match, I think. It was short. But, yeah, Fnatic just not looking good. They're not being well put together. And the rumors of, I mean, not even rumors, because it was Fnatic players who said, like, on social media, that there's, like, internal problems going on. It shows. It's showing on the Rift, and it's showing heavily.
Well, 0-3, yeah. I mean, when...
Well, not just 0-3. They looked the worst 0-3 in the competition.
That's true. I mean, what did we hear? I mean, what did they say?
That's all they said. They said that there's internal stuff going on.
Did they say when it started? Did it start prior to
I don't think so.
World starting? Because, I mean, you're right. They didn't look good at all, like, those 2 nights.
No,
they
didn't.
Yeah.
3 nights. But, yeah, they've looked the worst of the 3 teams, which is to say something, because people really saw them as the number 2 team coming out of EU. That the Misfits thing was more of, like, a fluke that they had won and gotten the spot.
Sure.
So... I hope they get together. I would like to see Reckless succeed. I think he's charismatic and a very good player. It sucks to see him, with this weight on him of this team not doing well. Gigabyte Marines, though, they've been really fun to watch. I hope they have more cheese, more interesting strats to pull out, because the one went really well and was super entertaining. The other one went terribly and was not fun to watch because the game was basically over at 10 minutes.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Any surprise champs that you saw? I mean, we saw Faker on the Fizz. He played that to counter the Syndra.
Yeah, full surprises.
The Nasus was a surprise.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Nasus was the biggest surprise to me. The Nocturne was surprising, but it came out of Gigabyte, so it's less surprising.
Okay. And they just
you can say the Mordekaiser is surprising, but I don't feel like a champ counts as surprising when they get destroyed.
Yep, I mean, we saw a couple Nautiluses as well.
Yeah. Nothing... actually, the Graves out of Contracts.
Yo.
Him playing that in Group A, that was surprising, and he did really well.
I forgot about Jungle Graves.
It's been a while. But yeah, I don't know, Gigabyte Marines, I hope they have some more surprises to pull, and not the no Flash Lulu again, because that was a terrible idea. That was something they pulled out against Immortals. They went heal Ignite, and they're like, oh, we're going to play a super aggressive bottom lane. Lulu heal Ignite with the barrier Flash Kog'Maw. And Immortals just said, okay, let's gank bottom lane, because one of them doesn't have a flash.
And they're going to get picked off very easily.
Flash down always. So, and that's what they did.
They
would dive bot, the Kog'Maw would barrier, flash, run, Lulu would ult him, whatever they had to do. But they were all just diving the Lulu, because what's she going to do? Nothing.
Where you going? Nowhere.
Very much so. So, I mean, I think we're going to see the same standings come out of this group as well. The only change I make to that is I think this group as opposed to HQ EDG, I don't know if EDG is going to get the one against HQ. I really do feel that Fnatic will beat Gigabyte. They got blown away by a crazy strat, and they're not going to let it happen again.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless they're
hopefully.
Unless they go full France in the World Cup, where the team walks off the practice pitch and decides they want to fly home rather than playing. Like,
ooh, when did that happen?
it happened 8 years ago. They didn't actually go home. They basically just said fuck it, and
They just basically withdrew.
Yeah, well, they played, I believe, but the coach went home. The manager, they just told the manager they didn't want him anymore, and so they melted down at the World Cup. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. Although, also speaking of that, the U.S. just lost to Trinidad and Tobago last night to not make it to the World Cup since the first time since '86.
Now we're talking about sports, and I don't know what that means. Let's bring it back to video games or college football. Then I'll know what we're talking about.
Analytics on video games.
Okay, Alabama lost to Vanderbilt to not make it to the playoff.
Okay, I don't want to talk about that either.
That's basically what happened.
No. I'm saying we should move it back to video games.
I know. Okay.
Talk to me in Hawkeye's terms.
They would have to be much better first for this to make sense. So yeah, anyway, I definitely think Longzhu Immortals and then Gigabyte Fnatic at the bottom. That's how the group is now. That's probably how it's going to play out. Longzhu's looked very solid. Immortals have looked good playing, kind of like Cloud9. I think those two teams, at least out of NA, have played the style they're known for, what they're used to playing, and have looked good doing it.
Yeah, I think Immortals is going to stay exactly where they're at. It would be pretty surprising if Longzhu started to choke in their second half.
Yeah. I see it ending up 6-0, 4-2, and then two teams at 2-2. Or 2-4, excuse me. 1-4. 1-5.
I just need Fnatic to go 3-0.
That's it.
And I need Gigabyte Marines to go 0-3 to make my bracket not suck.
No, it's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck.
Alright, on that note, Group C. And we've got RNG from the Chinese home team. They're the ones everybody's rallying behind here because they are 3-0. We'll never give up.
Well, and they're from...
They're from China.
Aren't they from Wuhan?
Some of like Uzi is from Wuhan, not the whole team.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they are the home team, and they're showing up, and they are the only full Chinese team. Like the other ones have like Korean players. RNG is all Chinese.
Purists.
Yeah, they've looked outstanding so far. I think they have been. Them and Longzhu are easily the most dominant teams right now in this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel... It's funny, because Group C was looked at as being like, wow, this is a group that's really the thick of things. We've got RNG, G2, Samsung. Like, this could be a really close group. And RNG just kind of walked in and said, no. Nah.
RNG surprised me. I've never seen them play before, and I wasn't expecting them to blow it up like they did.
Yeah, I mean, they made it to the final... I mean, this was... Season 3, so it's been a long time. But that first final SKT one was against RNG, and that's the last time like a non-Korean team was in the final. I think there might have been one other one. I don't even remember now. But yeah, like RNG was good then. But I think Uzi wasn't even on that team. It was like Tabe was playing on that and everything. And but yeah, they've been around for a long time. They've always been a good team. But they've never quite looked this good in group stage. They've always been good in group stage. Like last year, they were the same group. Switch out G2 and Fenerbahce. G2 switched them out with TSM, and Fenerbahce switched out. Splice was the third seed coming out of EU. And that was the group last year. And everybody's like, oh, TSM, they're number 1 seed. They're going to make it out of this group, even though it's the group of death, but they're going to get number 2. Nah. They got number 3 because Samsung Galaxy and RNG took them out. And RNG's looking stupid good right now. They're playing clean, and they are playing fast.
Yep.
And Uzi is, especially on his Twitch, he's ridiculous right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised that they kept giving him the Twitch. Like,
yeah,
I mean, they kept banning, like, the Zaya and the Tristana and the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, the bans everybody's making. Callista, Xayah, Tristana, Kog.
Callista was auto-banned basically every single game.
She was banned every single game. She might have been banned second round in some of them, but I don't believe so. I think 80 carries were all picked like first round, basically. But yeah, Callista has a 100% ban rate right now, which is crazy. But I think Uzi, yeah, like everybody is afraid of him, and they are banning out those champions. And he's just going, fine, I'm going to play Twitch, and he's going off on Twitch. I mean, I think he's going to go off
Twitch
on
is one of those characters that he's like a hyper carry almost.
Yeah. Oh, he is. He is definitely hyper.
And they're not giving him like the respect. Stop. Will you fuck off?
But yeah, well, and they're winning team fights around it too, because they're getting in good positions where he just ults and hits 3 to 4 players all at the same time. And it's like, okay, he just shreds the fight.
Everyone's been playing such a grouped game.
And lots of fights around Baron.
Oh, yeah.
So many
Baron fights, grouped, like everything, it's like a 4 versus 5, 5 versus 5, 4 versus 4. Like, there's almost like no wandering by single people and doing their thing. It's just like,
not as much as you see in
it's like 10 minutes in,
season.
It's automatic, like we're going to group up and start doing objectives.
Yeah. So, I mean, I see RNG running away with this group. I think the matchup comes down to G2 and Samsung, which Samsung looked better than G2 in the match they played so far. I think overall G2's looked better than Samsung, not by much, but I think a little bit. Just I think the Fenerbahce games, I feel Fenerbahce played better against Samsung than G2. But as far as their matchups go, their head-to-head that they had, G2 didn't pick quite their wheelhouse. They didn't pick as late game as they normally do, and Samsung did.
Yeah.
And I feel if they swap that around, I would not be in any way surprised if tomorrow night, Saturday morning, or no, it'd be, tomorrow night, Friday morning, we see Samsung, go ahead and grab it out.
Please.
We see Samsung and G2
I'll trade you.
end up having split the matches so that they have a playoff for the second slot, which would be super exciting. I think it'd be great if we'll have like 6-0 G2, and that would leave us with 3-3 for Samsung. All right, I said RNG 6-0, sorry, and then G2 and Samsung at 3-3. I think we could see that and have that playoff for the second slot, which would be fucking epic. Yeah. And if it happens, that would be the first time a Korean group hasn't made it out of groups if G2 gets it.
That'll be pretty interesting, actually.
I'm hoping for it. I think it'll be an epic playoff. And I hope, just for EU's sake, that G2 can pull it out. But yeah. And Fenerbahce, while they've looked respectable, and hats off to them for how well they've played, they weren't even a freaking Pool 1 seed coming into group play-ins. They don't have their normal jungler even. They have a last-minute sub and Crash. And they're here, and they're looking good. Granted, they're probably going to go 0-6. If they pull a match off either Samsung or G2, that could decide the group right then and there.
Yep.
But they've looked
I
good.
agree. They've played well.
Yeah, I have so much respect for them, and I'm excited to see them at international tournaments going forward. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm hoping that whatever issue with the visa that happened, it doesn't happen in any future matches.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it would in the future. But and then again, I would not be surprised if Fenerbahce sees how well they've played with Crash and bring on Crash as a second jungler, so that they have. Because most of these. So
does Crash not play for any real team right now?
I believe he's currently contracted with Vici Gaming. It's a V, and it's a Chinese team who's middle bottom. I think it's Vici. But yeah. So I could see them bringing him on and just being like, okay, move and Crash, and especially because I don't know what the Turkish rules regarding how many foreign subs you can have.
Sure.
But since they're in the same slot, it wouldn't hurt them. They would just have a Korean mid laner, and then 2 Korean junglers, and the only thing would be Crash would need to start learning English so that they don't need to have Move translating.
I was going to say, get that guy a copy of Rosetta Stone.
Right?
And then we're in better business.
But yeah, I think if he stays with the team, I think that'd be good for that team because they would have Move, who's a more conservative jungler, and Crash, who's a more aggressive jungler, and that allows the team to play two styles depending on what team they're going up against. I think we could easily see Fenerbahce again at Worlds next year. Absolutely.
And getting a whole year in practicing if they do choose to bring Crash on full time.
Yeah.
And that would make a whole world of difference, honestly. I mean, trying to learn how somebody else fits into your guys' play style at Worlds is a terrible time to learn how to play together.
I mean, they've been playing towards Crash's game style, but it suited them.
Yeah.
I think the only reason they wouldn't bring Crash on is if they can't afford him. That's the only thing.
Well, if you said he's on like a sub team,
He's in a Chinese team, though. There's more money there. Basically, when it comes to do you want to get paid, that's what you want. You go to NA and then China.
okay.
Those teams have the most capital that they pay the biggest salaries. So that's the way to go with them.
Fair enough.
But yeah, overall thoughts on Group C?
I'm hoping that we can get things to go a little bit more towards my bracket.
Yeah, G2's gonna have to pull it out to get up there for you. Did you make your bracket the same as your actual picks on stream?
Maybe. I think so.
Yeah.
I think I was going to go back and change them, and then I never did.
Yeah.
And I might have screwed myself a little bit.
I have no idea what mine is. I was gonna go back and fix mine, and I never did. Yeah, yours is the same as your picks.
Well, I mean, my Group B was pretty solid.
What we got on this one? Brown ale, nice.
Yep.
Damn shits!
You know, I gotta say, I don't know that we've actually drank a lager yet on stream.
Well, it's because everything's a lager.
It's not true.
No, it's not.
We might need to change the stream name after Worlds.
A League of Beers.
League of Liquors?
Every time your pick is wrong, you take a shot.
Yikes.
Double shot if your pick's super wrong, like Zane's are.
Man!
I still got the apple pie for my birthday weekend.
Oh God! All right, so Group C. What do you think? G2 or Samsung though? Who's gonna end up pulling this one out? How are you feeling after week one?
Well, honestly, I feel like Samsung probably has the more consistent game right now.
Yeah,
but I don't think G2 doesn't have the ability. I don't think they're going to pull off first, but I do think it's very possible that they could pull off second.
Yeah, I think outside of Group D, that's the closest race we have. I think Group A is fairly decided. Group B is fairly decided. Group C, that slot for number 2 between G2 and Samsung, I think that's a close race and it could get interesting.
And it's just not physically possible for Samsung and G2 to go 0-3 this round, so...
Correct.
That's how math works.
That is how math works. They can both lose 3 games.
Yeah, total.
Yes.
But not
That
not
would
3
involve
games
some weird
of-
plays to create a playoff, and then the team who had 2 losses lose a third.
So,
And then they would both lose 3.
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty confident in the fact that RNG is probably not going to screw anything up at this point.
No, I don't think so at all either.
Like you said, it is kind of a toss-up between G2 and Samsung for second place. I think that Samsung has played better, and they deserve to be in that second place. But, yeah. And then Fenerbahce. I like Fenerbahce so much. And
love the underdog,
it's
man.
breaking my heart that they win 0-3, but...
You're going to hate this, but back to normal real person sports. Fenerbahce, small team, love rooting for them. Iceland made the World Cup. So, if you want somebody to root for in the coming World Cup, because the US went and shot themselves in the dick and the foot at the same time, very impressive, cheer for Iceland. Their entire nation has the population of Corpus Christi, Texas, and they made the World Cup in Europe, which is the hardest region to make it in. So yeah, everybody root for Iceland. It'll be good times. Also, Vikings and mead. What is not to love?
Well, not really Vikings. Vikings come out of more Scandinavia, a little bit north,
Weren't
like
they Iceland?
Norway, and
Or did they conquer Iceland
I
back
think
in
they
the day?
conquered Iceland and Greenland.
We're gonna have to
and
look this up
Canada.
post-stream.
Somebody fact check us because we don't know life.
I'm gonna tweet out the answer afterward. It's gonna be fun fact. Vikings are actually from blank, not Iceland. Or Vikings
they're
are from
Norway
Iceland.
in Scandinavia.
We're gonna find out. All right. So moving on though to Group D. Unless you had one last thing.
I did actually just think it was interesting, like, consulting our original choices here.
Yeah.
I'm actually the only one of us three that had put Samsung ahead of G2.
You're right. I went with my 2 upset picks, which were Cloud9 beating EDG and G2 beating Samsung. None of us put Royal top.
Nope.
The highest Royal ranking we had was Chase having them at second. And I think it's probably decided they're going to get first.
Oh yeah.
So
They would have to really screw the pooch.
yeah, because they look so in the zone right now. Their form is the best of any squad, I think. Like, even Longzhu didn't look as dominant as RNG did. Like, they both look as good as each other.
Oh, yeah.
But RNG looked more dominant. So moving on to Group D, we've got... we're going to just start with the bottom there. Flash Wolves with 0-3.
Oh my gosh.
And then
This
the
was a
other
little
3
bit of
are
a
tied.
surprise.
Yeah, we have WE, TSM, and Misfits all at 2-1 because TSM went and ended day 4 with a loss to Misfits. Nobody... Do we all have Misfits as bottom 2, right? Yeah, no. Chase had Misfits as second. That was his big upset.
Whoop whoop.
I had Misfits as last. You had WE as last with Misfits before it. Like, it's a total toss-up. And Flash Wolves, who none of us had in last, we all had them second and third.
Yep.
And here they are, 0-3. This is the worst they've ever looked at Worlds. And
None of their games looked especially good.
and you know,
And one of their matches against them is one of the ones that went like 22 minutes and some change.
the best match they looked was against TSM, their first match.
Yo.
And I feel like them losing a long match, I don't know if it got in their head or what. I don't feel like that's actually the case, though, because... So if we go back to the plans... And I made the comment because they're like, oh, this team might actually be the best team from, whatever, with Hong Kong, or second best team, whatever. And I'm like, they don't look good. I don't think they're good. AHQ's not good, so if they're not number 2, they're not going to be good. And AHQ's looking like the best team from that region currently. I think that whole region in general just is looking really bad right now. I do not in any way expect them to have 3 seeds coming into Worlds next year, even in the play-in. I expect them to have 1 locked in and 1 in the play-in stage. Unless they show up hard at MSI, they don't deserve to have 2 and a play-in. I mean, seriously, like, Flash Wolves, in this case, Flash Wolves would have been in, and AHQ would have taken the place of Hong Kong Attitude, which sadly would mean that either Fnatic or Fenerbahce would have not been
didn't
here.
actually play all that bad, but I don't know that they're playing any better than what Flash Wolves would have played.
Yeah, I mean... When it comes down to it, Fenerbahce was better than HKA. I don't think any of us have a qualm with that. And then Fnatic was better than them as well. And those 2 teams are bottom of the table, not looking good right now. Flash Wolves is also bottom of the table. Why would that region deserve 3 slots? I mean, like I said, it's 2 and a play-in slot, but
Sure.
they don't deserve that. At least they're not showing it here. So, either Flash Wolves needs to get their heads out of their ass, or their region's going to suffer for it come next Worlds. And I don't see them doing that per se. I think Flash Wolves will get a match. They will pull a match off one of these teams, and that could decide who doesn't make it out of this group, because it's tied across the board right now. I think that's the
What a
thing to really
unique
watch.
way to look at this situation.
That them winning decides...
We just can't suck as bad as they do. Is basically the mindset that every single person in this group has.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a 3-horse race. And Misfits, they looked good against Flash Wolves. But everybody besides TSM looked against Flash Wolves. And TSM crapped the bet against Misfits. I feel like when it comes down to it, Double Lift is underperforming.
Oh, absolutely.
And Svenskeren, I would say Svenskeren's underperforming, but I've always thought Svenskeren's, like, weak on that team. Like, even, okay, he pulls out one, like, Lee Sin game, and oh man, he saved the team, blah, blah. Svenskeren is the worst player on that team, has been this whole season. And Haunter is showing up like a god right now. It was the first match against Flash Wolves. He got a 5-man Gnarlt in the base. Like, that was the fucking sickest Gnarlt I've ever seen in a professional
That
match.
was such a big gnar.
It was beautiful. He had just dodged something too, I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember what it was. Something missed, and he saw the opening, fucking hopped in, and he's like at the inhib and just Gnarl and hits all 5 of them and gets them into the wall too. He got a 5-man Gnarl
Yeah, they
stun.
pushed him up to the right side of the top.
Yeah, they're coming in top lane. And it was just like, okay, the minute I saw that, I'm like, it's over.
And by
didn't
top,
need-
I mean they were red and they were going up
Yeah.
the bot lane.
Yeah, they're crashing.
You know how top / bot works.
But yeah, it was just, it was ridiculous. It was top lane. They were crashing into the blue base because they were red side. Yeah, and just 5-man Gnarl, and I got the 5-man stun, and it's just like, okay, that's done. That's the rest. If TSM can get Sven scared to get his head out of his ass and not get caught, and double lift, play with respect in the bottom lane, not try to carry from the bottom lane, but just play, let our sensor happen, let the mid game happen, and they play through top lane, they will win. They will win the group if they can do that. I don't know that they will. I don't know that they're going to get in their head that it's like, you got Bjergsen's going to do fine in mid. Double lift, you're not playing great right now. You're not playing the way you were in playoffs in NA. Sven, you still suck. You always have. And
Bro, he doesn't speak for all of us.
Haunter is the god of this team right now. He is. Like, Haunter has shown up every single thing. He's probably top 2 top laner in all of Worlds right now. It's between him and Khan from Longzhu. I don't know that anybody else can challenge those two right now.
Yeah. So, I want to take a step back to Group B for just 1 second.
We'll wrap back, unless
No,
it's
no, no.
related to Group D.
Oh, I hate you.
Why would we step back right now?
Because I didn't have my notes in front of me. And
We'll
now
come back to it
and
after.
now I
Let's
do.
finish what we're on.
Oh man.
So Group D, though, I think TSM will pull it out.
I hope TSM
If they
pulls
don't,
it out.
WE's taking the group. Misfits isn't good enough. I think TSM, the only way they end up not making it out of group is if they really keep their head up their ass, let Sven keep playing the way he is, and they keep trying to play through Double Lift, who doesn't work his kinks out, which he could totally work them out in the week between. But if that happens, they lose to Misfits, and they better fucking swim home. Because, I'm sorry, you don't go in as the number 1 seed from NA, placed into the group with the number 1 seed from the LMS, who has shit the bed entirely. You have the easiest group. You have the open group to win in. Well, actually, I wouldn't say easiest group, because if they were in a mortal spot instead, they would have the easiest group now.
Sure.
But, you have the group that, it's like, okay, this is the group you wanted. This is the group you should be taking first in, maybe second to WE, but I thought WE didn't look that great in play, and they looked good.
Right.
And-
I totally agree with
And
that.
if they don't make it out of the group as the number 1 NA team, fucking swim home. Swim home, fucking drop Sven immediately, and grab any... if FlyQuest doesn't make it into the franchised league for NA, or NALCS that's happening, they should pick up Moon immediately. I don't think Moon's an amazing jungler, but it's somebody they could lock down right away who's better than Sven, in my opinion. He could be aggressive and feed Bjergsen the way he feeds high. If you can feed high, who's not terrible, don't get me wrong, but he's not a mechanically amazing player, you can feed Bjergsen.
Sure.
So, I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed with TSM, because there's no reason they shouldn't be 3-0 right now.
You're right. No, they played a really shitty game against Misfits. What my notes look like on that one.
No, you'd have to be on the right screen.
Fucking A. I thought that TSM was going to bring it back around. Misfits had a really strong start there.
Oh, yeah.
But Double Lift got picked off, Spencerin got picked off.
Mm-hmm. That second one wasn't a surprise.
And then, TSM picked up the first Baron, but they gave a free Infernal Drake, or Infernal Dragon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Misfits aced TSM and just shoved it down their throat. It was 17-7. Like, that's just crazy.
I said this stat
But-
off stream. I'm not sure the exact number, but I know Sven is killless. I believe he's 0-10-14.
My notes are TSM played really crappy this match.
They did. Double Lift went Kog'Maw with a call into an aggressive bot lane. It was like Rakan Tristana or some shit.
Ooh.
I don't. What did they play into?
For who? TSM?
Misfits bot lane.
Misfits
It was
had the Zaya.
Janna Zaya. That's what it was. I knew they
Yeah.
had half of that Rakan Zaya combo.
TSM had
Yeah.
the Kog'Maw Nami.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first Nami we've seen, too.
Kog'Maw Nami is a really good mid to late game thing. You get the Ardent Sensor. But he took Cull like, you know, the enemy team wasn't going to be like, okay, fuck this guy. And that's exactly what they did. And Power of Evil played a great LeBlanc, even late game, when it's hard to like play the LeBlanc to not, you know, go in and get blown up or not kill somebody. He was finding all the flanks because Double Lift was behind and he wasn't playing with respect. He was getting blown up at the start of fights constantly. It just, I don't know. Double Lift needs to get his head out of his butt slightly less than Sven does.
I thought that TSM was going to turn it around, like right around that 30-minute mark after that Elder Dragon came off. Misfits broke into TSM's base. I think they got one inhibitor down.
Yeah.
And then they got stopped. And then they got pushed back. And so they took that, they retreated to the Elder Drake. They had another exchange right there. And pretty much shoved it down TSM's throat. And then came back in and just ended the game right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was 45 minutes. It wasn't a quick game.
No, it wasn't, but I don't know. I think TSM is if they're playing well, they're the best team in that group. I don't think that's really much of a question. I don't think WE is nearly as good as they are. But, and you know what? It'd be cool if TSM and Misfits play well and both of them make it out. But if TSM doesn't make it out, it's going to be a joke.
For bracket's sake, I hope Team WE shits the bed. Even though they're my favorite team in there, and I'm so glad that
They're your favorite over TSM?
No. Sorry, TSM, Team WE. But obviously TSM.
I mean, I think I have if WE is coming out second and Misfits is last, I would love to see Misfits make number 2 to TSM's
Didn't
1.
think that Team WE was gonna stick around and do as well.
Yeah.
They did really well in the play-ins, but that usually doesn't correlate to how they're gonna play.
They did pretty well in the play-ins.
You're right.
They played almost as good as Cloud9, I feel. But I was saying then even, I didn't feel like they were as good as Cloud9 was.
Sure.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see. So, how do you guys see Group D ending, though, right now? There's a 3-way tie. Do we all agree Flash Wolves is out?
Absolutely.
Yep.
They would have to do something insane.
Yeah, they would have to 3-0, basically. Which I think technically they could probably 2-1. No, they could 2-1 if the other two teams went 0-3, and then the one team went 3-0. That would force ties. Hold on.
I can't invest more time in
Yeah.
tiebreakers.
Right.
I hope we don't get tiebreakers.
The only way it would happen, say Flash Wolves beat Misfits and WE lose to TSM, TSM beats everyone, then it's a 3-way tie for second, and they've all beat each other once, so we would have a double tiebreaker. Possibly a triple. Because what you do then is, Misfits play Flash Wolves, and then Flash Wolves play WE, and from there it's okay, what happened? That team's eliminated. If the one team wins both, they're in. If it's split, then you know which team's out already. Yeah,
Sure.
It becomes this crazy thing. But so who do we see going 1-2?
I see WE going 1-2. Honestly,
You think they're going to get both?
no, I think they're gonna lose. Oh, 1-2. What's first and second place? I thought
Yes.
you're saying who's gonna go
Oh,
1
one
win,
and
2
two.
losses.
That's
Oh.
what I understood. I was
Okay.
totally on Chase's
Okay.
Thank you.
wavelength there.
So you see WE
Yep.
beating only Flash Wolves. Gotcha. Who do we see in first and then second?
I see TSM Misfits at this point.
In that order?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I agree. I think Double Lift is gonna. I think he's gonna shape up.
I think
so.
I think that
I mean,
there's
if
been
he
a
doesn't
little bit of
realize it
sandbagging
himself,
going on,
his
too.
team is probably letting him know.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, asshole.
And their shot callers, the Biofrost, the support, so I sure fucking hope so.
And, I mean, you don't want to show all of your cards right now. We're still in the knockout matches. Like, they've still got...
There's a difference between showing your cards and losing.
Yeah, that's true.
SKT, Longzhu, RNG, they're all 3-0. TSM is not. You didn't have to show all your cards to not lose to Misfits. I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one actually kind of surprised me pretty heavily.
Oh, I think that the biggest...
Whoops.
As far as I'm
The
concerned,
mic's going to be fucked up right there if anybody's watching this
Sorry.
later. Blame Zane. He's killing us
as,
here.
as far as I'm concerned, the biggest upset match so far has been that one. Because Fnatic losing to Gigabyte, meh. Like,
Yeah.
they pulled out Cheese, which we knew they might do, and I didn't see Fnatic as being very good. The biggest upset right now is Misfits beating TSM. I don't... the only other one... Actually, the only other one you could say is HQ over EDG. But I think EDG was seen as a number 2, AHQ as a 4, as opposed to a 1-4 in the TSM Misfits scenario.
All right, we done Group
Yeah.
D. Now that you're talking about other
Yeah,
groups,
now you can go back to Group B.
I want to point out that Longzhu scored the only perfect game against Fnatic.
That is true.
It's the only perfect game we've seen this far.
There was in the play-in, weren't there?
There was an unofficial perfect game. They gave up a dragon.
Was that in the... No, that was in group stage as well. Play-in, I think there were actual perfects, weren't there? Or not?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. I don't think it counts the same.
I forget which matchup it is, but there was the one kill that the winning team gave up on a fountain dive.
Yep. There was one of those too. They
Yeah,
almost...
right.
Well,
I
I
think-
don't even think that would have been a perfect game because they gave up a dragon.
I think the unofficial perfect game was G2 over Fenerbahce. I would say
could have been.
they're winning because there's voice comes like perfect game. Oh no, they have a drink. Oh, like
Yeah.
the team like because I don't remember who it was. Like perfect game, guys. And then he realizes it like at the screen and goes, wait, no, they got a drink, and everyone else in the team
I mean,
goes, aw.
to be fair on that game, Longzhu didn't take their first kill until 17 minutes and 42 seconds in.
They played it
It was
slow.
it was a very
especially slow for them.
Like I mean, Fnatic didn't win any of their games, but they didn't give them freebies. I mean,
just
that
Gigabyte.
yeah.
They gave Gigabyte a
Okay, you're right.
Although, actually, you know what? I take that back. That wasn't until a freebie. That was the bloodiest game in world's history, though.
I'm pretty sure I've got notes on that one too. It feels like we're watching a silver game.
Yeah, no, I think it ended up like 30-some kills to 20-some kills. You're not typing on the right screen.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Just click on... You're right there. You're busy looking at the screen where the mouse isn't. Gosh.
There we go.
What was the final kill spread on that? Or do you not have it?
Maybe that wasn't the right one. This was Fnatic Gigabyte.
No. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
I was thinking that was the bloodiest match.
2013.
Okay, 2013.
2013 at 24 minutes.
Ah, yeah. It ended up as more than that.
I was like, we're 4-4 at 6
How long
minutes.
was that match?
I don't know if I'm watching
What
a
was it?
silver stream or not.
What was the final match time, or do you not have it?
No, 24 minutes.
Oh, okay, you said at 24, as if that wasn't the end.
Oh, sorry. No. 24 minutes being the end of the game.
Yeah, so 33
It was
kills
20
in 24 minutes
2013.
in a Worlds match.
That's... not
And
how
that was another. That
happens.
was a Fnatic Gigabyte match. That
Yeah.
was. They were both just blowing each other up.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I guess. So, what's your biggest good surprise so far? What team has surprised you in the best way so far?
Team WE, obviously.
You think that surprised you that they're 2-1?
A little bit. I mean,
Okay,
like I said, I've never seen Misfits play, and I've never seen Flash Wolves play.
right.
RNG, like I've never seen them play, and they did surprisingly well.
They
But
played
they're
really
number
well.
1 seed, right?
No, number 3.
Oh,
Or, I'm sorry, number 2. Number 2 seed, actually.
there we go. Even so,
Yeah, I think I would say the biggest like surprises and they outplayed what I thought they would is Misfits. I saw Misfits being 0-3 today, and they are 2-1. I mean, TSM is partly to blame for that, but they're 2-1. They handily beat Flash Wolves and they beat TSM. I have to give them credit. The other one I would maybe say is AHQ at 1-2, but I feel like that's just the. There's always one Chinese team that shits the bed.
I mean, I'm glad that Cloud9 pulled the second place win out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, they came out
They
of...
haven't yet. They're just currently there.
Sorry.
Don't fucking jinx them. God damn it.
Well, I mean, the way EDG's been playing, they'd have to do some fucking miraculous work to even force a tiebreaker.
It was 2
And
years ago.
I don't see EDG beating SKT or Cloud9.
I believe it was 2 years ago. It could have been just last year. All the NA teams were 2-1 after week 1. Much like they are right now.
I think AHQ...
They went 0-10
Okay.
in the second round, which you can't do, right? Because you only play 3 matches each. They went 0-9 and Cloud9 lost a tiebreaker. They went 0-10 in the second week. So yeah, they're all sitting pretty right now at 2-1, but that doesn't mean shit. They can all miss group.
You're right.
It's happened to that region.
Yeah.
Cloud9. Yeah, I am surprised a little bit that they're.
I mean,
where they
I
are.
put Cloud9 in the number 2 spot there, hoping that they were gonna do well, and they pleasantly surprised me.
Yeah, no, same. EDG surprised me by sucking as much as I hoped they would. I think. Do you have a pleasant surprise out of what you expected and what we're seeing?
Honestly, Gigabyte Marines.
Yeah,
I want to rewatch those games. They just seem
Don't
like
do it.
Just the one.
You've got too many games to watch in front of you.
No,
Don't worry about the ones
just
behind
watch
you.
the one.
just the one.
Yeah, well, because they lose the other two.
I love it. I absolutely just confusing the bejesus out of conventional team.
Yeah. Well,
The blood
it only works the
tactics.
first time.
Right.
But yeah,
It sounds amazing though.
it was. It really was. Biggest disappointment, I think, really has to be between EDG, Fnatic, and Flash Wolves. I don't know that any other team can really contend for biggest disappointment right now. It's got to be the 0-3 teams that aren't Fenerbahce. They're the only team that should have been 0-3.
Going off my numbers and
weird
my
what you're
past
doing.
memories,
It's always weird.
Fnatic
Sniffing my
is truly a dumpster fire.
But you saw them
right
in
now.
the play-in.
I didn't think they were that bad in the play-in.
Did they look great in the play-in?
No, but
And they were in the play-in.
They lost one match in the play-ins
To the...
when their procession was already guaranteed.
They almost lost the other match to that team,
they
too.
just laxed up at the very end.
They almost lost the first match to that team. It was Young Generation. They should have lost their first match to Young Generation. It wasn't because they played like, oh, we don't give a shit in their second match. It's because that team almost beat them both times.
The fact of the matter, though, is that they didn't.
You're right.
World.
They didn't. But I think you're looking at the 0-3 now, and it's not that they laxed up. It's that they're not that good.
Exactly.
But
At play-ins, they looked way better than they do here.
Well, yeah, because they were playing shit teams. You put them in a group of Fenerbahce, HQWE, they'd probably be right in the middle of the pack.
I mean, Fnatic doesn't surprise me that they're there. They did do well.
There's still a disappointment, though. I will agree with that. They should be better than this.
You're right.
I'm not surprised.
But
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
there you go, Fnatic. We're disappointed in you.
Everybody look at the camera and shake your head solemnly. I'm gonna screen grab and post that one.
But no, I mean, I think Fnatic are where they should be, even though that's not where I want them to be.
I would like to see it. I fully expect them to end up tied with Gigabyte. They won't play the tiebreaker because it doesn't matter at 3-4. But if they end 0-6, I feel bad for that entire organization. And I feel especially bad for Reckless. He deserves better than this. Much like Christian Pulisic on the U.S. men's team.
I hate everything you're saying right now.
Sports ball!
There's just noise.
He's a 19-year-old phenom, and he's not going to make the fucking World Cup because his team sucks his dick and his coach is a fucking shit dinosaur. Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Right, you're mixing in
I am.
World Cup with my worlds.
Reckless.
Cup.
If
like to
you're
keep my
watching,
worlds
what I
separate.
gathered is that you are not a shit dinosaur.
I think it's perfectly acceptable when talking about Fnatic, and especially Reckless, to also talk about soccer, because Reckless was at one point a star young soccer player who is an upcoming in European leagues. Their teams have U20 teams, U18 teams. So he was like a teenager high schooler playing on a club team. He could have easily been a pro soccer player. Busted his knee, I believe. He fucked something up and he couldn't play anymore. And so while he's injured and couldn't do anything athletic, he got into league. And then when his shit healed, and they're like, yeah, it's not healed well enough that you'll ever play again.
He can still carry a team with a bad knee.
Exactly. No, he has that competitive mindset. That's what drives you to be one of the best in any given field. Is you have to be super competitive. And so he took his soccer mindset to League of Legends, and that's why he's one of the best in the world, or at least one of the best in Europe.
Sure.
So it's reasonable.
I
also,
like Reckless. I'm not going to
I
shit on
love
him.
Reckless. I'm so sad
I
for
don't think
Fnatic
that.
and
I
him.
don't think they should be in the 4th spot, even though that's where I put them.
I mean, they've earned the 4th so far. I'm not going to pretend they didn't. I think
They could make some crazy shit happen. I don't foresee them getting out of the 3 spot.
I see them in the 3 spot at the end of tonight.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I see
them.
Longzhu, Immortals, Fnatic, Gigabyte. We'll call it a tie between Gigabyte, Fnatic, but I think Fnatic will have shown to be the better team.
Unless Gigabyte just rocks their fucking worlds.
It could be that
So
Fnatic just
that
doesn't
means
show
you
up
think
today.
that Gigabyte's going to go 0-3?
Today, yeah. I think the only way
I don't think that's not plausible. I just don't know.
it's probable. You don't think it's probable?
That's obviously
Yeah.
what I was saying. But I was trying to ease into that. I don't want to fuck up my bracket.
You're like, I want all the points I can get. Okay.
I need all the points. I have to get that fucking.
You know it's easy to get 36 or whatever, right?
No, I have no idea. This is the first
Well,
time.
look at the rules. It tells you how do you get points. Don't look at it now. Look at it later.
Did I get points yet?
You get points for picking who's in and out of groups, and then you also get points for picking them in the correct slot. So it's not super duper hard.
Okay.
If I remember right, you could get 50 points or something.
Shit, that's a lot of points that I could possibly not get, though.
And actually, wait, was the challenge for that many in the group stage or just in the pick'ems total?
I think it said Pick'em's total.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there's the stage passes, and then you pick the brackets. So it's probably only 30 for just this stage. And the
Oh.
other stage is
So
easy, because you
they
just go,
fucking made it so
Koreans win.
if you can fucking click anything, you're gonna get the fucking icon. God damn it!
if
I'm
you-
putting way too much stock in
If
this
you
now.
can throw the Koreans in the top slots, yeah, you can get it.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Well, shit.
I see So breakdown group A, we all see SKT, Cloud9, EDG, or HQ, EDG in the bot too. Doesn't matter, but SKT, Cloud9. Second group, I think we all see Longzhu, Immortals. Third group, we all see RNG top slot, and then the Samsung G2.
Well, that's what I meant to do.
Some of us we're not sure on. I think overall we see Samsung taking it though.
That's absolutely what I think.
Samsung taking number 2,
Yes.
and I think you do as well, right?
Yeah, Sam. It's gonna go RNG.
I-
SSG.
I'm not sure. I know RNG won. I'm going to put a little faith in G2. I just think they're going to play better, and they're not going to try and play not quite to their style. I think Samsung's looked a little bit weaker than expected. And I don't know. I think G2's going to take the weight of EU on their shoulders and try and do it.
Sure.
And hopefully they do. Group D, what did we see as 1-2? I think I see TSM.
thought you said TSM WE.
I think WE, yeah.
I'm gonna
That's the
stick.
camp I'm in.
I'm gonna stick with TSM Misfits.
All right, so I mean that's what we're all seeing.
I think that since WE is so far behind, and they're not far behind right now, but I feel like having to have climbed out of the play-ins,
Yeah,
I feel like that gives them an automatic disadvantage.
right. And I think then we said for biggest good surprises were Misfits, Gigabyte,
Yes.
or did you say Cloud9? I don't remember. Misfits Gigabyte, though, I think overall come in as like the biggest good surprises. The biggest disappointments come in as Fnatic and Flash Wolves.
He
Or
thought
EG.
that
He
Gigabyte.
Fnatic.
No, his Gigabyte Marines was his favorite.
Yeah, it's a
Cloud9.
That was my favorite
Okay,
disappointment.
so it was Cloud9,
Sorry, my
Gigabyte,
favorite
Flash
upset.
Wolves for disappoint, or for good, or I'm sorry, Misfits for good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was 3. Disappointments, Fnatic.
Fnatic.
I gotta say,
You're gonna get another head shake, Fnatic. I'm sorry.
I'm-
This is unacceptable.
I'm most
Not the-
surprised by Flash Wolves' current standing, but I am still most disappointed in Fnatic for just their world showing over.
But I'm not better than Silver, so don't take anything I say.
Neither are they. I didn't mean that. Don't come after me, so as you have to face this dog champ down here. But yeah, so all right, matches start here in what, an hour and a half?
Hour and
Hour?
5.
All right, hour 5 minutes. So everybody will see you. Are we actually going to be here on Sunday, or do we just want to make it Wednesday? Do we want to try and move it earlier to like a Tuesday, so there's the day in between this and matches starting again? Actually, I don't know what the schedule for non-group stage is.
I don't know. We'll discuss off stream.
All right, we'll figure it out. We'll tweet it out. All right, well,
Tweet it out.
yeah,
You tweet things?
for my stream, yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm not on the game.
Right. Well, you also don't stream like 3 to 4 days a week, so
You are correct.
I do.
I stream once a week. You can catch me here
Exactly.
with beers in my hand.
All right. Well, everybody, have a good night. Enjoy the matches. I'll try and get this out as early as possible so that way people can see this before all the matches take place this time. So everybody, have a good night. It's been League of Loggers, episode 5.
Cheers.